Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you today about loneliness. It is something that I have been struggling quite a bit with recently. It is something that I've been struggling with for all my life, really. I've I've had issues with loneliness for all my life, and they've only been exacerbated by this brain surgery, and they've only been worsened. So I wanna give you an example of what happened to me that kind of spun me in this loneliness, depression, sadness, funk. So back towards the beginning of this month, I became friends with I'll call him Dave. I became friends with this guy named Dave, and we exchanged phone numbers. And so I texted Dave, and I was trying to get a relationship with Dave. I like Dave. Dave's a great guy, and I want to be a friend to Dave, and I want Dave to be my friend. And so I'm texting Dave, and Dave doesn't really respond to me. He may wait like a day or more to send out a text or maybe two texts. And so that really hurt me. It made me disappointed. I wasn't happy. I was sad. I was depressed, and I got me feeling lonely. And so in my loneliness, I thought to myself, you know, I just I just won't trust people. I'll try and stay away from people and not be really open to them so that if they let me down, they have that potential to hurt me. And that got me thinking of the quote from Solo, a Star Wars story, when Tobias Beckett is talking to Han Solo, and Beckett says, "Assume that everyone will betray you, and you will never be disappointed." Well, I don't think that Beckett was completely wrong, but I don't think he was completely right either. When he said, "Assume that everyone will betray you," we need to keep in our minds that people are fallen. They may not be out to get you. They may not want to seem like they're a mean spirited person, but deep within us, without Jesus, we have that sinful nature that just wants what it wants. It desires what it desires. The scriptures call it the flesh, and we know that the flesh is evil. It wants what it wants, but we can't allow it to get what it wants. And so in my depression and my loneliness, I see how how would God want me to look at this? How would God want me to see this? And so we look at passages in John and Matthew, and we realize that Jesus wept. He wept over his friend Lazarus who had died. Jesus was in the garden and he sweat drops of blood. And he cried out to his Father. He said, "Lord, please let this cup pass from me." So it's not wrong to be sad. It's not wrong to feel lonely, to feel depressed, but it's wrong to stay there. We can listen to those sad songs, those sad movies. We can watch them. We can read sad books, but it is so important that We don't just sit there on repeat and just listen to that, watch that, read that all day. That will have an effect on us, and it will be a negative effect. We take a look at people who are sorrowful, though, and we see examples in the scriptures of people being heavy hearted. We see Psalms. We see David was extremely sorrowful. Jeremiah wrote a whole book on his sorrow for Israel being destroyed and taken into captivity. He wrote Lamentations. He was known as the weeping prophet. We need to remember that it's not wrong to be sad, but it is wrong to stay there. So just keep in mind that if you're going through this sadness, you're going through this loneliness, this depression, remember that there are people that are going through that as well. Remember that you always have a Father who hears you. He catches every tear in his hand. Remember, you are not alone when you go through these struggles.